Good morning. Here we go. I was remembering some of the cool things that have passed through the decades that I was around to see. And I just wanted to go over those with you today for just a quick little video as I go on this walk. Hi, I'm David, and I like taking you guys on this walk as I leave my pity party and go on my journey to get in better shape and better health. So here we go. Vroom vroom. Speeding along at about 1.5 miles an hour. I'm looking across here. You probably can't see him because you're looking at me and my awesome beard. But there's a sandhill crane walking down the other path. So let me see if I can turn this around. Might not be able to see him, but anyway, if you can, he's just like walking along, which is cool. Those are the original gangsters of Florida, because they don't care about you. You can walk up to them, they're gonna squeak and squall, puff up their wings. I even had one throw a stick at me because I got too close. So yeah, sandhill cranes with their little walking swords. Anyway, going back to some of the things that I've had the pleasure to see during my brief stay on this planet, this wonderful, beautiful planet, is let's start from things that I remember, because when I was real little, they landed on the moon and stuff back in the 60s, late 60s. I forget when that happened because I was too little. I was born in 66. But then they had the oil crisis in the 70s, the gas crisis, the Iran, the hostage takers and things like that. But those are like different things. What I mean is, like, in the 80s, I lived in Newport, Rhode Island. It used to be like a little playground for the rich and famous. It had all these millionaires, the Rockefellers, the Elms, and all these guys had these mansions in Newport, and it was a big sailing community. So they hosted for over 100 years the America's Cup racing, the 12-meter yacht racing, and with the New York Yacht Club and the Newport Yacht Club. And my buddy in high school and from school, his stepdad, was a yacht designer, and he designed Freedom with Captain Dennis something, I think it was his name. And they were the last ones to hold the America's Cup. They ended up losing the America's Cup to the Australians because they had invented this funny shaped keel that allowed them to turn on a dime. And they took the America's Cup trophy away. Now it's been won back to the States, but it's never gone back to Newport. So I was there when that happened, which is kind of cool. And then when I graduated and then went off to the military, I was stationed over in Germany when the wall came down. You know, when the DDR, Deutsche Democratic Republic, which was the communist side of Germany that Russia took over after the war, when that collapsed and they ended up joining with the Western Germany, I was there. I even had a piece of the wall for many, many years. I don't know where it is now. Little chunk of the wall that separated East and West Germany. And so that was cool. Then when I came back to the States finally, and I went back to school, I was around during the late 90s and early 2000s when spring break hit its peak in Cancun. And I was there and I was partying. I was working for a travel group that did spring break and summer break, so I lived half of the year in Cancun, partied like a rock star, all that. I was able to hang out with Kid Rock, Eminem, Beyonce, and a whole bunch of people. Pauly Shaw from MTV days and things like that. Ja Rule, and just, it was cool times, and didn't even really think anything of it. And then after that, let's see, I was around, so that brings me in the 2000s. Then I was able to, we weathered through the crash of 2008, 2009, ended up traveling and going and living in Mexico, then coming back to the States. Then my daughter was born in 2010, and then lived through her getting hemoglobic uremitic syndrome, which attacked her kidneys and her blood. And luckily we were visiting Mexico at the time, and they actually have a number of those cases, so they knew what to do. So we were definitely blessed and lucky in that respect. And then coming back again to the States, and then, going through the ups and downs that we have, and all that times, and so trying to find a career that worked. I wasn't doing well in cars anymore because I was getting tired of all the games. And then having my accident, and then learning about recently in 2024, which I consider like the year of learning how prompting and stuff with AI, that's when it really started exploding, and people started finding the good that you can do with AI. And now to the present day, where I'm getting in shape, but I also see a big change coming on social media, especially YouTube. Not so much with TikTok, and you can do it, and Instagram, although I'm working on my Viking look here, because my mom says I'm special. And don't forget, because I'm so special, like and subscribe, and then comment down below just how special I am. Yes. Anyway, so you can tell today's it's a good day. My pain is about between a 4 and a 5. My tailbone was spiking up, but it's still a good day. I'm not letting it affect me. I'm trying not to. And so, yeah, with going back with YouTube now, 2025, that's a year that us 40 and over, because I know I'm 58, we are exploding on YouTube. Now, I may not be exploding, but I am close to 200 subscribers. So that is awesome. I can't even believe how that's going so good. And I thank you all for that, even with my rambling. So I see a big change. We are learning that social medias and the internet, that thing that might with the www websites and stuff, put extra W's in there. That thing is that we, especially us over 40, we are learning that we can become content creators. We can become affiliate marketers. We can become AI prompt engineers, and we can learn all these different things on social medias and using the internet to change and flip the narrative. And that's like, I'll go in. I want to do another part to the wage slavery video that I did, because that seems to be getting a lot of views, and also a lot of questions about, words can't do it. You're still stuck as a slave type thing. But I'll go into that in a different video, because I'll be able to ramble on and on about that. But I see the narrative being flipped in the case where social media and over 40-year-olds, we're learning that this is becoming our voice. I mean, besides the okay job that I'm doing, I'm getting better, working on that. But all these other guys and girls and ladies, they're just finding their rhythm, their niche, and they're doing well. And the amount of not just monetary rewards that they're getting from becoming content creators, affiliate marketers, and all these other things, and social media managers, and things like this, all the different things that you can do online now. It's not just the monetary awards. I mean, people are making in 1 month what the average worker is making in a year. So, and it's so possible with the right mindset and taking action, which I find incredible. I am still working on that. I am not making what I make in a year, in a month. I'm not even making anything on this right now. But it doesn't happen overnight. A lot of people might say in the comments, oh, I tried this, but I didn't make any money. It's so hard. Well, again, it's a mindset. It's the words you use, and thinking from scarcity and flipping that over to thinking of abundance. Because it's not going to happen overnight. This is normally, let's say, most of the consensus is that out from the fact of maybe a couple of viral videos that people might get and stuff, but it takes about 2 years to really start getting that hockey stick, type shape of that curve, where everything starts really going up, and then your income level goes up, and the opportunities start to increase, and things like that. So even if it took 5 years, and this is just like, look at me. If I was able to do this in 5 years when we start our slow travel things, and this is able to even bring in $1,000, $500 extra a month, that gives us extra money so we could go to maybe more plays or more concerts while we're traveling. And I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. Okay, we can continue. Yes. So, I mean, it's just amazing. And right now, I don't have the gauge, for lack of a better word, to know how making $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month, $50,000 a month. I have friends that are doing this online. They are putting in the steps, they're putting in the actions to make this happen. I'm not there. I haven't made zero. But that's okay. In 5 years, who knows how much I can be making? Will it be on this channel? Maybe. Will it be on my Surf Interceptor channel? Stay tuned for that. Will it be on a slow travel channel? Will it be on doing reviews of hotel rooms and things like that? I do live near Orlando. That's another thing. Once I get my walking up better, that I can actually work on and go and do like hotel tours and property tours of the different resorts. I think that would be interesting. I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments as you hit that like button. I'm getting better at this. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you remember any of the events that I mentioned? Do you have you lived through other really cool world events? Let me know. Put them down in the comments and stuff. But on that, as I make my other laps here, I've got another 40 some odd minutes left of my walk. So I'm going to keep doing that, jam out to some music, maybe listen to a podcast or so. And yeah, I thank you guys. You guys have a blessed day. And thanks again for all your comments. You guys rock.